jump into it. We're back for another episode of the podcast, NCAA edition. And I bet this podcast turns into about a 25 to 30 minute podcast like it always does. But
I don't know, dude.
We're doing what good reporters need to do. We're hopping on the mics when both of our teams lost. One got absolutely waxed, which we'll talk about, and the other one 2 years in a row where just very bonehead plays at the end of the game happen. And it's unfortunate that it's by the same team, and it's unfortunate that it cost them a trip to the National or Final Four this time. Let's start with the Big Ten game. Illinois, Iowa. Illinois handles them 71-59, which I pretty much saw coming. Did you know Illinois has a bunch of young European guys?
Yeah.
That played in the Euro League, and then they're just coming back over here for college. They're like a full European team.
Yeah, like they got a lot of itches. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they were kind of fun to watch. They held off Iowa to very insufficient shooting and controlled the glass. Yeah. So Illinois did what they needed to do.
Yeah, Iowa's so-called role players, the freshman that Tate Sage.
Yeah, Sage got in foul trouble early, I think.
And then the full of Jonas or whatever from Spain. He didn't do anything. He couldn't hit a shot. That Hurts kid is good.
Yeah.
He played like he should, but their little role players that were making all the plays before in all the other games couldn't come through, and Illinois handled them. Yeah.
True. So Illinois is moving on to the Final Four. Key takeaways: Illinois very physical and great depth. Lots of European, lots of experienced players. I was talking to Matt about this. I told him this, and like I said, these dudes have played in the Euro League or in a version of the Euro League since they were like 14 or 15 years old. So they have very good basketball knowledge, IQ, all that stuff at a young age, and it showed.
Well, it's like our kid Berg, who got some pretty good time for Tennessee in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
He's been playing in the Israeli league, the top Israeli league since he was like 17 or something too.
Yeah. So
it
does pay to start there and come over. Arizona Wildcats against the Purdue Boilermakers. Purdue was leading at half, but Arizona won 79-64. Purdue did a good job of actually holding Arizona's offense to not that much in the first half, and then Arizona made some really good adjustments, dominated the paint, shot over 50% in the second half, and pretty much pulled away with it. Purdue couldn't do anything. Even if they played a great game, Arizona pretty much was going to win that game in the second half.
Yeah, that Kaufman-Rem kid is really good. And their point guard is their point guard, but they kind of handled him too. He wasn't shooting it very well during the year, or during this tournament anyway. But yeah, Arizona's just too much. Speaking of depth, too much height, just too talent took that game over.
True. Michigan Wolverines and the Tennessee Volunteers, an absolutely ugly game. Tennessee chose the worst time to go on an absolute, just non-existent offensive tear. They didn't even those words don't go together. A tear and an offensive drought don't go together, but they didn't show up. Michigan proved that I think, unfortunately, they are the favorite to win this national championship. Extremely good on offense, very good on defense, elite shooting, transition offense. They know how to play ball. Dusty May's got them playing well.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tay. Michigan is good. I got to give them props. I hate them, but I got to give them props. They are a solid team all the way across, man. Yaxel, that Lindenberg, and that Caden kid is good.
Mm-hmm.
And the big kid, Mara. Mara's got some skill.
Yep.
Plus, he affects shots. But it's unfortunate that Tennessee literally played their worst game of the year.
Yeah,
and I've watched them all. Podcasters. I'm a season ticket holder. I've watched them all. They played the worst game of the year there. I mean,
Amen started what, 1 for 9? Not even. I don't think he scored. I don't think he got up to 5 points until the second half. Like, he had a very, very off game. It's not Giuseppe. What's Gillespie, very good, solid player. But if those two aren't, this is from an outside perspective, watching enough Tennessee games. If those two aren't leading the way and kind of leading by example, it's tough for Tennessee to win. But they did that all year, and then they just went on a drought and said, nope, we're not doing that this year.
Yeah, today. You're not wrong, Taylor. Ament and Gillespie have to be the focal point. One of them has to have a really good game because we're always going to get, we're big enough, our bigs are going to get probably 25 points between them all.
Yeah. You guys rebound like crazy too.
Well, that's the thing.
My goodness. That's offensive rebound. They had, what was it? Like in the first 5 minutes, they had 8 offensive rebounds and 1 field goal. Yeah. Like they couldn't put a bucket back in.
Yeah. This year, Tennessee had the best offensive, like third best offensive rebounding year in like 35 years or something. It was ridiculous. But and we're going to be, but unfortunately, if Ament and Gillespie don't do what they did, and we had open shots.
Yeah,
Lapis and the freaking announcers. It's like, oh, Michigan's defense. Well, it's good.
Yeah,
but we had open shots and we missed everything.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was the worst game that they played all year. Iowa State's defense was way harder than Michigan's, and we, persevered through that. So anyway,
more upfront, more physical, I would say.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I got to give Michigan props. And out of, we can talk about this if you want, but out of all the coaches, I don't mind Dusty May. He's kind of got it on the ball. He's not jumping around and being a moron. But everybody else in the Final Four. Bleh.
Yep. No, I was gonna bring that up. Not the other coaches, but like the way Dusty May coaches, he gives me that vibe of like, all right, I got my guys prepared, now just go play. He's not yelling, he's not running up and down the sideline.
Yeah.
He's getting in between his dudes that are being stupid trying to fight people. I don't know what clip I saw. That might have been earlier in the year, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I do like Dusty May. I do like him. I think he's going to be a good coach as the years continue to go on. 33-point win for Michigan, one of the biggest in the tournament. Unfortunately, it had to come against Tennessee. Let's move on.
Taylor,
go ahead.
Let's talk here a little bit.
Yeah, what do we need?
People. I'm surprised that people haven't bagged on Barnes as much as they, do down here. All fan bases are like that.
All fan bases. People are trying to out Shire right now, which is nuts.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
You're talking about 4 straight Sweet 16s, 4 straight Elite Eights.
Yeah, dude's
and that hasn't been done by hardly anyone ever. I mean, seriously, I saw a stat. I think I saw a stat that Coach K only went to 3 consecutive Elite Eights in his career one time.
Yeah, 91, 92, because he won back-to-back there, and then
but
he might have made it that next year or the year prior. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just, but that Tennessee's going to be good next year. I know your podcasters aren't into it like I am, but they're going to be good next year. Phillips is coming back. Estrella's back. Carey's back. The 2 freshmen, Dwayne Brown, another big, is back.
Yeah.
That Evans kid. I mean, the portal. Who the hell knows? But I think he's going to keep all these guys. And Evans is coming back. That Henderson kid's going to have shoulder surgery. He's our point guard of the future, I think. They got a point guard coming in from Chicago. They got 2 big wings, I think, coming in again. And he'll always find somebody in the portal. He'll find one guy in the portal, that they think they need. But anyway,
I'll have him as a for sure run into the Sweet 16 next year. It's kind of weird. It's kind of automatic. You know what I mean?
I mean,
seems like
with Rick there, yeah. So Anyway,
Michigan looked like the most
unfortunate.
dominating team left. We did say that. They probably have the favorite to win it all just with their offensive, their length, their defense, all that good stuff. So let's jump into the UConn-Duke game. UConn won 73-72 before we get into the final couple minutes. Best game of the Elite Eight. Other ones were kind of in my opinion.
Correct.
It was back and forth the entire way. Well, not really back and forth the entire way. The first half was an absolute trounce by Duke, and I'm just sitting there like, okay. But I did mention on last podcast how, like him or not, and I do like the coaching style of Dan Hurley because my two freshman coach were the exact same way. Exact same way. You think that... I won't even get into that for our viewers, but he was the exact same way. He's a good coach. He makes good adjustments, and he's going to get his team ready for that second half. And they kept clawing. So came down to one late possession. UConn executed better in crunch time, and that's the thing. The last couple years, Duke in the final minute of the game kind of craps the bed.
Yeah, unfortunately, they do the whole Duke thing. Is when they get a lead of probably 6 or more.
Mm-hmm.
And Krzyzewski did this all the time, and I'm sure that's why John's doing it too. You know, they've got enough talent that they run that clock down.
Yeah,
they don't run offense anymore. You know. And Tennessee's a little bit like this too, which bothers me. But they don't run offense anymore. They just kind of hang out until you're under, 10, 12 seconds, and then you give it to the guy who you think is going to go one-on-one. Which Boozer. I mean, I get it, but you better make that thing every single time. You know.
No, I agree.
And unfortunately, they didn't late and. They should have just held the ball for free throws and everything would have been fine. But
I agree. There was a very key travel, and now we're getting into the refs, and now we're getting to just nitty gritty stuff as a Duke fan. There was a very key travel with like 1:10 left on UConn up in the same exact area where the kid passed the ball to the freshman to make that three. It was a catch, jump stop, and then a pass, which the ref was literally standing right there.
Yeah.
There has to be, and I know you're not an NBA guy. The refs need to do something about, and I don't hate all refs. You do. I don't. Refs need to figure something out on, especially when it comes to these kind of moments. It's not bad to call the stupid things that we learn as freaking second graders in basketball. It is the most basic call. If you lift up a pivot foot and you travel, it goes the other way no matter what.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
To hold your whistle just because it's the situation, if that's what they're doing or you're letting them play, no. Rules are rules. It's like
letting them play down low. Sorry to cut you off. Letting them play down low or letting them play when they're getting to the rim. That's a different thing. But you're right. Rules are rules. You double dribble, boom. You step on the sideline, boom. You travel, boom.
You listen to Billis, and I'm getting there on the announcer too. But you listen to Billis a lot of times, Jay Billis, and he's like, a foul's a foul. A foul's, but they don't call a lot of them. I mean, the Michigan Tennessee game, Taylor, was refereed horribly.
I think a lot of the Sweet 16. And that wasn't the reason
Tennessee lost. Don't even get me there. I'm not saying that, but it was referee. It was an awful refereed game. I mean, phantom foul calls on both teams.
Yeah.
And then just people absolutely getting mugged and nothing happening. Travel calls, like you said, that weren't traveled. Guys literally shuffling their feet, as they go to the post. It's bad.
There needs to be consistency, and I think all ref organizations should do it like the NHL. If you suck, you don't get the ref games.
All right. That's the way it should be.
I know.
Yeah.
If you are bad, you don't get the ref games. You get evaluated every single time. If you miss a certain amount of calls, you're out. You go on probation. I don't know what you have to do, but that's what they do in the NHL. If you are a good ref, you get games, you make money, you get paid. And that's how they do when it comes to the Stanley Cup playoffs and all that stuff.
Yes. I was just going to say that's how they do it
in hockey. Maybe don't do it throughout the whole year because that's tough. You need a lot of refs because there's tons and tons of basketball games. But the second you get to the NCAA, you put these dudes on an evaluation sheet and say, hey, this is what needs to happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in D2 and D3 that want to keep moving up.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and and I think you got younger guys who want to move up.
We had a friend here in Rochester who's a really good ref, and he was reffing low-level D1 stuff, and he doesn't do it anymore. I don't know why. I think he has a family now, and he's got a little one. But, like, it's impossible. You have to know people to get you into these tournaments and these camps, and then you have to know more people to get into these games. It's too political.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, there was even a couple of guys when you were playing high school ball, Taylor.
Yeah.
That the really good ones that they were reffing D2 games, like on the side, so to speak. They did more high school games, but they were reffing. They went from high school to D2.
Yeah.
Because I ran into a couple of those guys in the AAU circuit.
Yeah.
Because they were just keeping sharp. They have to have so many hours and crap like that. So anyway.
No, I agree. So let's break down the last possession. So as a coach, you're up 1, you get the ball inbounds, you get a trap. There's 6 seconds left.
You're up 2.
You're up 1. No, you're up 2 because they made a 3 to go up 1.
3 beat them.
As a player, and again, you're in the moment. It's the last second of a huge game. I get all that, but you would think you would have your outs. Okay, 1, don't leave your feet on a freaking trap. That's number 1 in the half court. Number 2, why don't you just keep dribbling? Because they're either going to foul you, or you're going to get by them, and then you'll be able to pass it up the floor. And then actually, Danielle made a really good point. Why don't you just launch the ball as high as you can, because that arena is huge. Launch it up in the air. So out of those 3 things, like you should be, or the coaching staff, and it's not Shire's fault. It's not the player's fault. It's being in that moment.
Yeah.
It's tough because you have so much adrenaline going.
I liked 2 out of those 3 passes. When they got it into Boozer.
Yes. Which one?
He got rid of it so he couldn't get fouled because the guy over in the corner was wide open.
Yes.
So time's rolling there.
Yeah.
And then that guy was getting attacked, and he got rid of it like right away to the other Boozer.
Right in the middle. Yep.
Now that's when he should have looked and just went, I got nowhere to go.
Hold on to it.
Either try to dribble it, across half court, or just
hold
it because they have to foul you. And by that time, there had only been 3 seconds left, maybe?
There were 6 seconds left when the ball got tipped. And I think that whole sequence took about 4 seconds, and there was 0.3 seconds after he made the shot.
Because there was 10 seconds left when they took the ball out of bounds. So those 2 first passes, I'm like, yeah, pass it. And when Caden Boozer, rose up and tried to pass it down court, I'm screaming on the couch. No. Even before he threw it, it's just like, no. I liked the first 2, but he should have just tried to dribble that up and get fouled, or just cover up and get fouled. Yeah. And I never even thought about this, but there would have been no backcourt. And they made a good point. Lapis made a good point. He goes, because there was 10 seconds left. It wouldn't have turned over.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You could have just held it. You could have just held it.
So it sucks. I mean, and then the dude hits a 35-footer.
In rhythm 35-footer. So
he was set and rolling.
Good for UConn. Go UConn. Honestly, and before we get into are we going to watch or who we're cheering for, I like Hurley. I like the way he coaches. I like the way they play. I'm a UConn guy right now, and if they beat Duke, we can just be like, yeah, we lost the national championships. Who cares about Illinois? Who cares about Michigan? And Arizona, never been too big of a fan. So
no, neither have I.
Let Dan Hurley coach them to a national championship, which it is a very possible thing.
Oh, he's got the squad to play with them.
Most dominant win was Michigan. Unfortunately, most impressive comeback was Arizona, which wasn't really a comeback. It was really an adjustment at halftime, with Purdue leading at half. Most battle tested is going to be the UConn Huskers, 1-point game, proven they can survive big pressure moments, and the Fighting Illini. They just execute. There's no chaos to what they do. There's just execution. So what do we got? Illinois, UConn, correct? And then Michigan, Arizona? Or no? What's the matchups?
No.
UConn and...
I think it's UConn, Michigan, isn't it?
I don't know. That's how good we are. That's how good we are.
I think Arizona and Michigan can meet in the final.
Okay, got you. Okay, yeah, then it is UConn, Michigan, Illinois, and Arizona. Man, if Illinois beats Arizona, that'd be something. That'd be nice.
I don't think Arizona's...
Are you watching?
One of those things. Maybe.
I think I'm gonna have it on. I want UConn to win the whole thing. I think I'm gonna have it on. It's on a Monday evening.
Well, the championship is.
The championship's on a Monday evening.
Final Four is Saturday.
Final Four is Saturday, and as of right now, I don't think we have much going on. No, we have an Easter egg hunt that we're going to do because it's Easter on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be driving back.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You'll be coming back from Minnesota.
Yeah, but the bottom line there is I might try to find it on the radio every now and then. But even if we were around, I'd hate to say it. Out of all those teams, UConn doesn't bother me the most.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I've got no interest in any of those schools. Michigan, Arizona, we've talked about it on the podcast. Lute Olson still pisses me off, so I'm holding a big grudge there. Plus, I don't like the way they play. I think that's one of the most overrated programs ever, for all time.
Okay. Bold take. I like that. And then Illinois. You're a Minnesota
Illinois.
Big Ten guy, so.
Yeah, and Illinois, and I think Brad Underwood. I don't think he's much of a coach, but people will bitch. He's done this and that, but I don't like him. I don't like him, Taylor.
There you go. Papa P may not be watching, and it'll be interesting to see the ratings when it comes to the national championship. But
it'll be good.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be good. And maybe even if Illinois makes it, if Illinois pulls off something, that would hurt them. That would hurt the ratings if you're really worried about that. Arizona's got a huge following. And
Michigan
they're big
does
time.
too. UConn does too. Yeah,
and so does UConn. I mean, Illinois got a big enough following, but not like normal. So.
Boom. That was a very smooth podcast. I don't think I'm going to have to edit much of that. Thank you for listening. We will get back on after the national championship game. And then you have more podcasts to look forward to. Matt, Trevor, and I are getting back on the mics in 2 weeks to talk about the NBA playoff preview. You know, Dad, who you got winning the whole thing?
Let me look into it. You guys want to invite me back? I'll give you some takes.
All right. Thank you so much for listening.
If I come back on, you got to talk hockey playoffs for 5 minutes.
Oh boy.
5 minutes.
We'll see if Matt and Trevor can dive into a little hockey playoff action.
5 minutes, Taylor. Just make the boys.
We'll set a
You're
timer.
in the state of hockey. You guys are in the state of hockey.
We'll set a timer.
You got to talk hockey for 5 minutes.
Thanks for listening, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell everyone about the podcast. We really do appreciate your support. If you have any brands or anyone you want to shout out or potentially work with, we would love to, honestly. We will go head over heels for any type of brand partnership or sponsorship or really anything. So, and Matt has said that he would sell his soul for a little sponsorship. So, love you guys. Thank you. Enjoy the Final Four games, and we will talk to you guys later. Peace.
See you.